Let's get this set up here. Live chat. There we go. So, wow. Um, so you know I'm not talking about bad habits like my bad habits. Well, I mean they are, but so this talk we're gonna have is about bad habits in regards to sharpening. And morning. And so when I'm talking about bad habits in regards to sharpening, there's several things. So, and I mean I still have to fight them because the habit is staying up too late on work days. Yeah. So hey, what's up, Bruce? So one of the big ones that is easy to fall into is just to get messy, and I'm guilty of it. You guys have seen my workbench; it's messy, but so I've been making a conscious effort to, and when I say messy, I mean like stones touching each other and stuff like that. And so it wasn't such a big deal before I started using these diamond matrix stones. I didn't realize how much more pristine I had to keep these because no, my taxes are done. I'm just waiting on my return. So yeah, I get you. Bad habit. Yeah. I actually had to wait. I was waiting on some paperwork from PayPal. So I wanted to have mine done last month, but the problem was PayPal never sent me out my, if they did, I didn't see it. I couldn't get my financials because I have a PayPal business account. So most of my current work is done. I don't like it. I don't like using goods and services because that's, if you guys remember me telling you that that guy reversed charges on me after I did all the work. And I had a funny feeling. I saw it coming. I was like, this is the kind of guy that'll complain and complain and complain and complain and want more done for less, and then reverse the charges. I in my head I thought that, but so what I'm talking about is some of the bad habits, like general rules that you should follow, and I break them sometimes. So let's change the angle on this. Maybe I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Well, actually, I'll find and I'll show you. So nothing true. So you know I have this tub that is the rinse tub. So I also have a brush that I keep in it. Just brush the steel. Like these stones are out separate because I was going to use them for something else. But this is a fairly clean tub of water. And then this is the one where I scrub them off with that brush. Now what I've done with the aluminum oxide stones, sorry, it's kind of shaky. With the aluminum oxide stones, it's not such a big deal to just toss them in there and let them sit. But I found with these diamond stones, what happens is you wind up with grit from the coarser stone onto the finer stones that just winds up in the water. And so I've been really careful to try and make sure that they don't sit in that water. They get brushed off and then set over here separate, not on top of each other. And it has definitely made a difference. So depending on and here's another one. I didn't wash the stone off, even though I knew what steel it was, and you guys can't see it. There's rust all over this because this is, I think it's 4V. Really, really, really corrosion susceptible. I didn't even think about it because so many Elliot's knives are made in 20 CV. I honestly forgot that the Ferox was done in 3 or 4V and it rusts really easily. I should have put some baking soda in this water this morning, but I did not. So it's just wipe the blade off good, wipe your stones off good, keep them out of the stuff. This isn't mine. Oh, bad habits. I forgot what I titled this about. We were going to talk about bad habits. So, yeah, it's and little things like things that you wouldn't think about, like I have to think about certain things that maybe you guys don't have to think about because my workstation here is outside, and so there's a lot of stuff that winds up in the air. So you got to make sure you put your stones away or clean them really good. I accidentally left this strop out all weekend because I took the whole weekend off, and it's got a coating. I'm gonna have to rub this down with some rubbing alcohol, just take the top layer off, because I guarantee there's grit embedded in this. Because I can wipe my fingers on my table and see how much dirt and dust is on there, and I know that that's on that strop. I don't know how I didn't notice that I had left it out all weekend, because I was out here at the workbench a couple times. Just I grabbed my KPL, I grabbed some other stuff. So, yeah, it's really important to pay attention to what you're doing with your stuff, because it can lead you to a bad result. So, let's see. Have I missed any comments? Because I am doing two things at once. True, your knives are going to be on the bench sometime either today or tomorrow. I have a couple things that I have to finish for another customer and make a trip to the post office sometime today to get that knife sent out to that guy that I worked on his knife this weekend. On Friday. I finished his knife on Friday. This steel does take a really super fine edge. That is the thing about this steel. Even though it is susceptible to corrosion a little bit more than most of the, like crap, I got pine tree trying to grow up in my yard. Time for the roundup. It's a really good steel for edge retention and stuff like that, but it's really, it goes back to that, the more wear resistant, more impact resistant, probably the less, you got to give up something somewhere in stainless. So this is not truly a stainless steel in the sense like most people think of. So that's another thing, bad habits. Leaving it lay wet, not wiping it off, make sure it's dry on the edge. This blade, not such an issue because I did ceramic coat it, so that's gonna make it impervious. But guys, I have my internet. I don't know what else to do. I can't make it hold out. It's a combination of things. My internet's crappy because there's too many people on the point of presence. There's not enough space for everybody. And two, we've got smart meters. Every house in this area has a smart meter, and it runs on a signal that interferes with a Wi-Fi. I was talking with somebody, and I think we figured out that's why I have so many problems with my kitchen, because the smart meter is right on the corner of the kitchen. And it makes it really hard to do much of anything. So I'm gonna reach out to SDG&E and tell them, I was like, look, you gotta figure something out. I pay $120 a month for my phone, internet, and television. And two of those don't work because I have a wireless cable box, so I can't watch TV because the Wi-Fi signal is so crappy. So we're gonna see Brian, my friend Brian has he has an airport that he says he's gonna give me, and we're gonna see if connecting certain devices to the airport and then leaving the rest of the stuff on the AT&T router might make a difference. I'm hoping it will, because the important stuff I want to put on that airport and use it basically as a router. So we're gonna see what we will see. Because my security system doesn't need that heavy duty of a it's basically just communicating to the set-top box. Or not the set-top box, the box on the thing. Hey, what's up, Chris? Or is this Eric? I can't remember. Which one of you New York boys changed their thing? I think it's Chris. Or is it Eric? It might be Eric. It's either Eric Stark or Chris you. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's Chris. So my wife made coffee this morning. And she made that shit way too strong. I actually had to put hot water in it. So she just left for work. So this isn't going to be a real long live feed. We might run it for like 20 or 30 minutes. But I've got to send an email here just real shortly. So, but I've been sharpening for a little bit. I already completely reprofiled this, and then what was that? What up? What's up, Phil? So I will. I'll get in touch with you, True, after this, because I know there's a couple of them. I want to see if you really want to go all the way to 12,000 grit. I can, but I think 10. I think 10 is a better bet. I don't know. I'll see how. I haven't sharpened a couple of those knives. I have not sharpened all the way to 12. I can always take them to 12 and see what they do. If I don't like the way they feel, I'll take them back down. And then I'll only charge you for whatever the final grit is. Other bad habits. Not wiping on the proper thing. That's how I got this hole in what is probably the most important article of clothing I've ever owned. My wife bought this for me while we were still dating. It's the first gift she ever gave me. It's a nice Quicksilver jacket. It's not too hot. It's just perfect for the climate out here. And I've had it since 2000, 2001. Damn near 20 years, I'd say. Well, I wiped my hands on my shirt while I was working on a car. And I just wiped my hand right there like that, and I had battery acid on my hand, and I got it on the pocket. And it really upsets me. I'm gonna try and find a patch or something I can put on that. That's that one. Let's get this one out. Here's another good tip. I'm out of Ziploc bags that fit this. Keep these. If you're using the diamond balsa wood strops, I was having to clean them out with it being as dusty as it's been lately. I had to start cleaning them out a lot more often because they would get gritty, and I wasn't putting two and two together. They were in a drawer, but here this last time I was like, you know what? I need to put them back in bags. That's got 100% got to be what that is. It's just the fact that I stopped keeping them in bags. Man, that is a pretty edge. It takes a really, really, really polished edge. It's a pretty thick knife though, so it's gonna be hard to get it like super slicey, but I mean, it is really sharp, really sharp. So there's that. Ready for another bad habit I have? This is something I do not recommend. I did a couple straight razors and this carpet. So if you guys see this outdoor carpet, then I pay to replace all that. But I put my bucket, my wife tosses dog shit right here. Thought I got them all. I put these in the bucket and walked away from it. So I gotta clean this yard up. It's just finding the time to do it. I suppose I could have done it this weekend when I took the weekend off, but I wanted to spend time with my wife, kid, and friends. We went to Matt's house. So we went to Matt's house Saturday. And I set myself aside some time and I was like, screw it. I'm just going to sleep in. I did some email. I did some email stuff and stuff like that, but I didn't do any actual sharpening or work on Saturday. I did it all Friday afternoon, Friday evening. And so when forget where I was going with that. I got to thinking about this. But no, so I took the weekend off to spend some time with wife and kids. I went over to Matt's on Saturday. Nico came down. His parents were down. We hung out at Matt's house Saturday afternoon. And then yesterday, I just hung out around the house and just basically rested because I was starting to feel that kind of, I'm burned out kind of feeling, and I don't like that. So I do know that I had work that I should have been doing, but wasn't happening. I gotta get some Ziplocs to put these in so I can mark them. So that wasn't bad. 16 minutes. Basically, I started that knife maybe a couple minutes before I started the live feed. Let me go grab something else. I gotta go grab something else. This has nothing to do with bad habits. I had stopped on this knife because Dwayne told me to, Dwayne Smotherman. I'm gonna see if you guys can see this. I don't know how clear it's gonna come through. I know it's not HD right now, but if you go back and remember that 1730-ish is about where I showed you what I'm trying to show you. I can't get it to, it won't focus the way I want to, guys. But what I was gonna show you is down this blade. Can you see? There it is. That's what I'm trying to show you. You see all that? This is why I was having such a hard time sharpening this. And it's not done yet. I'm gonna finish it now that Dwayne paid me the first part. But yeah, it's, so the grind on that knife, I've seen a couple knives like that, and I'm curious. I'm gonna ask Dwayne if I can do some experimenting. I don't 100% know if this is, because this doesn't feel, the sheath doesn't feel right. The Securex has a specific feel to it. And I would hate to have to tell him that this was a knockoff, but depending on where he got it, the Cold Steels are famously knocked off because they're popular. People sell them for a lot less than they're actually retailing for. And there's a lot of folks that have gotten screwed on these. I mean, even, like I said, Cold Steel does do some hinky shit, but this is pretty bad that they would have released something like that. So I'm gonna look at a couple things on this. I wanna talk to Dwayne about it. Even the markings don't, the coloration on the markings don't quite look right to me. But I want to see before I tell him for definite. It could just be that it's worn off because it goes in and out of this sheath. But gotta see. I know how to check it, and I just want to see. So let's see. Yeah, this one I haven't finished yet. Saw something about Nick and not doing work for him. Why? I didn't say I wouldn't do any work for Nick. I have no idea what that comment was about. Did I miss one? Good morning, no worries. Bye, exotic steels. Why won't you do work for Nick Shabazz for the exact same reason? What do you... So that wasn't me, that was G. Michaels. So I'm curious too. I don't quite think that I caught that. So explain that one. I got to hang out with Nick. Oh, it's been a couple weeks ago. He was by the forge. Don't ask any questions because I won't fucking tell you. He's very private and likes to keep it that way. So, yeah, Marco, I'm lost. So I don't know what Mr. Michaels was talking about 100%. If he would care to elaborate. I gotta take you guys in with me, I think. I'll have to go grab some more stuff. Or I could just cut this right now, because I do have a lot of work to do. I might do a video, if I can get to it today. I will try to do it. What time is it now? It's 9. I do have to take a knife to the post office and drop it off before they close today. And I would like to be able to do the video of the North Arm Skaha comparison between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2. I did not brush my hair. The Gen 1 and the Gen 2. So if I can get that done today, I will get it posted. But I don't foresee, I got a lot of stuff that came in over the weekend. I'm like, oh, I'll take the weekend off. And then all of a sudden Friday, I got like 3 packages. So one of them is refinish. So it won't get done till this weekend. And it's in the queue for, it might not get done this weekend. It depends. So there's a couple knives in the queue ahead of it. If I can make it up there this week, I'll probably get them done. Let's see. He is a unique individual. I'm not doing anything to the Skaha. I'm just gonna do a comparison between, I have a Gen 1 and a Gen 2 here. I already sold the Gen 1. That was the one with purple scales. The guy bought it like the day I posted up the video about selling it. And then I want to work on that. I want to work on an ADV a little bit this week too. So if you guys saw that, that's going to be a work in progress. That's when I have minutes in between other people's stuff while I'm at the shop. So it's going to get probably like a quarter of the time. What's up, Joshua? So I'm going to try and get, if I can get Matt to come over sometime this week, we're probably going to, I like Matt's take on things. He's got a really specific thought process and stuff. So like, I like bouncing ideas off of him. So I'm thinking that I would like to have Matt come over and we go through all these boxes of stuff that I've got and make mystery boxes is basically what I'm saying. We talked about it before, making the mystery boxes. And then I have to check and see, I got to talk to Yakov because he was supposed to transfer me a bunch of money and I don't see it yet. I don't know if he can see on his end whether the transfer was rejected or what. So I'm gonna have to check on all that. So guys, I am gonna get off of here. I've got a bunch of, I just wanted to get that, I sharpened like 2 knives just to finish that stuff for Charles Anderson so I can get it packed up and start sending his stuff to Sweden. I still have to send emails and stuff. I started early this morning. So I think I did 2 or 3 of his knives that were just still outstanding. He had already paid me for it. They were just sitting there because I had done some touch-up on finish work. I sharpened them once and then I had some touch-up. This one I had not sharpened yet. Did you guys get to see this one? I mean, well, fuck it, we're still here. So I did a 2-tone, but it's still, I left it kind of coarse, so it's got some dark spots in it, rustic. Ceramic, black, I bronzed the pivot just a little bit, and the rest of it's just all black, except for lock bar insert. So somebody asked me why I didn't do the lock bar insert. That much just plain black, you want to break it up. And so I like a little bit of contrast. Like a little bit of contrast, and that's why I just polished a little bit of the black off of the pivot and then bronzed just the top of it. Just a little bit of contrast. I've done a couple knives where I had a black blade, black handle. and then just a bare lock bar insert. I didn't even black the backside of the pivot just to give it a little contrast. It just was too one-dimensional. Yeah, and that's just the, and I didn't even, here, let me see. I'll zoom it in for you. I didn't even completely bronze that pivot, got water all over it. I just cleaned it up enough just to get some highlights. Like a chick that frosts the tips of her hair. Just enough to make it pop. So guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I might do a live feed later if I get a wild hair up my ass and feel like I've got stuff that I wanna do on live feed. But right now I'm just getting my day started, so y'all are bothering me, so I'm gonna have to kick you off. I'm kidding. All right, guys, I am gonna get off here though. I'll talk to you later. Hey, guys, down if you want to support the Daughters Ice Skating, which I still do need that. I mean, even though there are people that are supporting, it's crazy expensive. She's gonna go to, we just found out she's probably gonna go to sectionals this year in Washington State. So that means that we're gonna have to. Okay, like I was saying, guys, I have to come in here and get these. I got to get this stuff ready to sharpen anyway. So I'm going to get you guys off of here. You guys have a great day. It's Monday. Take care of each other. Be good. Fucking try and get some work.